So let me put everything back, because I will actually use the constructed deck probably for my next expedition. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and today I'm showing you something a little bit different. As most of you or some of you might know, I'm a huge Aeon's End fan. At the moment I have only 3 complete waves, including all promos and expansions: New Age, Outcast, and Past and Future. Outcast, by the way, is one of the best waves, like my famous favorite wave. Also, I have played the original Aeon's End, like the core game. The only seasons I haven't played yet are, the only waves I haven't played yet are War Eternal and the 2 legacy ones, but I will probably also get those in the future at some point. But I have like all of these 3. And the later waves of Aeon's End, they allow you to like do these expeditions, which means like they play 4 battles, one after the other, and like the bosses get like harder in the process, and also you get like some treasures and things in between to kind of like help you out. Really cool. They have like a series of fights, and that's like the preferred way of playing for me, at least. I would highly suggest, if you own like some of the newer outings like New Age, Outcast, or then soon the new one that is currently being crowdfunded, then I suggest you also play like expeditions, because these are really cool. What I want to show you today is how to actually build one of these expeditions. Yes, what you can do is, like it says like in the end of expedition rulebook, you can see like how you set up like each of these battles. But I have actually found a guide online that shows you how you can like do the entire expedition deck. How you can build like an entire expedition deck for all 4 battles, which is like really easy to manage then, right? Let me just show you that. So let me put all of that aside here. All right, so I will also like link to the guide, to the written guide in the description, because you can actually like print that out quite well as well. And I've actually printed that out and put it in my, here it is, and put it in my case. I also need to show the case to you at some point on the channel, because that is really cool. I have like one briefcase now with all my Aeon's End stuff, which is really cool. It will not be enough anymore for like the other waves. It will not fit those, but it fits at least these 3 waves that I have. All right, so let's start with everything. Let me start getting the first cards. Most of what you're doing is based on these randomizer cards here, right? There are like gem randomizers, and for the relics, for the spells, then of course also for the mages, and then for the nemeses, of course, right? For the bosses. So, how you do that? Now I will just put like the entire randomizer deck here to the side, and then I will pull everything off that we need. So let me first start with all the market cards here. So what we need to first start like doing the 9 cards for the market that you gain at the very beginning, right? So what we do is you take all your gems. Let me just get those. There we go. And then you need to divide your gems into a stack with gems that cost 3 or less, and with a stack with all the other gems. The reason is because you choose like 3 gems randomly, but in order to like make the game more playable and less like dependent on even more chance and luck, you should like have at least 1 low cost gem in the market, right? And that's why you will use like 1 stack with the low cost gems, right? So what we do is then we like shuffle all of that. These are pretty much already shuffled, but I will just do like a few shuffles to kind of show you how that works, like what you need to do. All right, and then what we do is then we take 1 gem from the pile with like 3 or less, and 2 from the other pile, and you always put them like face down. So now you have your 3 gems here. I would now suggest that you actually shuffle the gems back into 1 stack. I will show you in a moment why. And then you just put the gems aside for now. Like, let me put the gems up here. All right, then we go to the relics. For the relics, we don't need to separate anything. We just take all the relic randomizers we have, and then we shuffle those like a few times, and then you pull off 2 of the relic cards here, and also put them in this stack here, right? And then you put the relics right up here, because you will need them later. Same thing for the spells here, right? You might have less or more randomizer cards than me, depending on how many waves you have, right? So if you only have 1 wave or 1 box or whatever, your stacks, of course, are much, much smaller than mine, right? But you might also have like the entire collection, which I don't have at the moment, just because it's just way too much way too much, and I wouldn't know how to organize all of that. Also, it's like way too expensive. That's why I'm like happy with 3 waves, but you might have more or less, right? So for these spells, we take 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put them also on top. I put these spells up here because we will also need them later. What we then do is we take all the mage randomizers. You see them here at the back quite easily, like this. These are all the mages there are. So many mages. It's like, I think, almost 40 mages or something. If you have like these 3 waves, that's pretty crazy. So these also get shuffled like this, and you just put them there as well. Just put them here at the top for now. And then you also have like the nemeses here. What we will do here is we will take like all of these different battles, right? And we will just shuffle these. Then we just do it like this because these decks are much smaller, like this. So that's one for the 4 here. Then for the 3, it gets like less and less, right? But it's still like a lot of nemeses. I think should be around like around 20, a bit more than 20 nemeses, I think. And then here the 2s, like this. And then one thing that is kind of a shame is that there are like there's only such a low number of Nemesis 1 battles. That is quite a shame. All right, so what we then do is that we take all the treasure cards. So we have like the treasure level 1 cards here, right? So we give these a quick shuffle. There are so many treasures. Like they could have like added like more other cards, like maybe like a few more nemeses or something, and have less treasure cards. So we have treasure level 1 here. Then we have treasure level 2. Also give those a quick shuffle. I actually need to shuffle those a bit more because these are kind of sorted by wave, to be honest. Well, not quite, but I just recently played like Past and Future, so that's why I need to shuffle them a little bit more. And the same thing also for treasure level 3. Which is like one of the biggest stacks. Yeah, funnily enough, like treasure level 2 is like the smallest stack, which I don't quite understand why that is. Well, but then again, maybe 1 and 3 are the most important ones. All right, there we go. And then another thing that I would just suggest you do, you don't have to, but what I suggest you do is keep like these you always have like these cards here for the different card packs that you open when you do like that that standard expedition in the wave you're playing. And I kept just the regular expedition, the stop expedition one, right? And I would suggest you keep that as well, because then we will now start like constructing our deck. This is like pretty much all you need to construct your deck, right? Have like your gems, your relics, your spells, your mages, your nemesis, and the treasures, like all sorted in piles. And like except like the first 9 cards for the market deck, because we had to like have that one low cost gem, and then we need to shuffle all the gems together. That's why you do that at the beginning. All right, and now we will deal everything like into our expedition deck. What we will do is if we take these here, we take the back card, right? We put it down there, and then we deal all cards face down, as we like face down, because so we don't see what we actually like draw, right? Like after each expedition, because now we will deal the entire expedition in here. First, we need to put like all the cards here in case we actually do lose an expedition, because we get something there, right? So what we do is we will take 1 gem, 1 relic, and 1 spell, and we put them here face down. Then on top of those, we place a mage card. You can always like pause the video in case that helps you. These are like the player cards you can add to your barracks when you lose a battle. So let's see, we have like let's just say we have the entire stack on here, right? And then you lose an expedition, you just fan out the lowest 4 cards here, and then you can choose like one of those to add to your barracks, right? In case of a loss. Then, but that's not quite all, because we also like put a treasure 3, 2, and 1, like one of each, also on here. Because these also can be added to your expedition, like to your barracks when you lose a battle, but only after you have actually received one of those treasures, right? So if you lose the first battle, you can't choose any of those. When you lose the second battle, you can also choose the treasure level 1, and so on, right? So, but I will show you a little bit later how that works again. All right, so these are all the cards that you need to put there in case you lose an expedition. And now imagine we are always taking cards from the, like this is the bottom of the deck here, right? That's why it says back. We always take cards from the top, right? So it means we need to now construct our battles like starting with battle 4, then battle 3, then battle 2, and then battle 1, right? Like in the other order, because you will take them from the top then, right? So what we do is first we take, like for the level 4, like with the level 4 battle, we put a nemesis battle 4 here. And then we put like 5 random level 3 cards, treasure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we are able to choose, like before fighting the nemesis, we are able to choose one of these level 3 treasures here. So we put those at the top. Then we also take a spell, a relic, and a gem, and then we put them just also on top here, right? So that is pretty much already it, right? Because you get like 3 new cards you may add to your market. You get a treasure level 3, and then you fight the nemesis. We do the same thing for the level 3 nemesis. We take one level 3 nemesis card, put it at the top. Then we again take treasure cards, this time 3 treasure level 2 cards, put them here on top. And then again a spell, a relic, and a gem, and put them at the top. Then we take the nemesis level 2. Then we take 5 treasure level 1 cards, that's 5. And then again a spell, a relic, and a gem. Put them at the top as well. So now we have like the nemesis from level 2 to level 4 all in here for our expedition. And now what we need to do is like do the nemesis 1 battle. And for that is we first do the nemesis level 1 battle. And then now we add 4 mages, because at the beginning we can choose between, like we can choose among these 4 mages, right? So we put them at the top as well, like this. And then at the end you put like the market cards we had from the beginning, the 9 market cards. We put them now at the very top, because this is the market you start with. And then to round everything off, you might have guessed, we just put that front card on here. So now you have the complete expedition deck for your 4 battle expedition. Of course, there are variants for this expedition. There is like a variant to do only 3 battles. That means you would also like do everything the same way. The only thing you would do is you would remove the nemesis level 1 and these 3 cards here, right? Like these you would then remove, but everything else will just stay the same, right? Because you do actually get a treasure and whatever for skipping, even if you skip the first battle. And there's also a mode to do like 8 battles in an expedition. And you do pretty much the same thing, right? You just construct the deck the same way. The only thing is that you would like just add more nemesis cards with like the respective treasures and the respective market cards here, or player cards. I always call them market cards, but they're called player cards actually, which I find a little bit misleading, but that's the way it is. So that is how you construct the deck. So now let me show you how you play the expedition actually, right? So what you would now do is for the first battle you would remove this card here, and then you would like take all of your market cards here first, and you would like just set up your market, right? So that would now be the market I have come up with, right? I have like these 3 gems here. Oh, cash slot's actually really good. Then you would have these 2 relics here and these 4 spells. You just set them up in your market. Then you would have these 4 mages, and depending on how many players play, each player can choose one of those, right? Oh, there's some really good ones in here. I really like Thraxia quite a lot. Bailey wasn't bad. Thraxia is really cool. Lost is nice. Lost is really cool as well. With Q, I haven't played yet. So that is still a mage I still need to try out. But yeah, these are like, then you choose like 1, 2, or 3, or 4 of the mages, depending on how many players here are. And then you fight your first nemesis. And then of course, I mean, the nemesis deck you still need to construct, and also your player decks, right? I have like the accessory packs. That means I have like for each mage I have like the completely constructed deck already, but you would have to like then set up your game as usual, right? But that would be your first battle. When you lose the battle, then you actually go to the bottom of the deck here and you fan out the bottom 4 cards here, except if it's like your second, third, or fourth battle, second or third battle, then you can choose a different treasure, right? But you can choose one of these cards and just add them to your market, or choose a different mage. If you win this expedition, then you clean everything up. You keep your mages, right? And you keep your market for now, but you discard the boss. And then you would draw, first of all, these 3 market cards here. And then you could like replace these, right? You could replace like the spell, relic, or gem. if you wanted to. And then you get like 5 treasures, and you can choose one of these treasures to keep, to shuffle into your deck according to the expedition rules. And then you take your level 2 nemesis and fight them. And then you do the same thing. If you lose that battle, you can choose from something down here. If you win, you get 3 market cards again, you get a new treasure, and also you fight the next nemesis. For the last battle, the same thing. If you lost, you choose something from down there. And if you win, you have these 3 market cards that you can like swap in. You have these treasures here that you can choose from, and you have your last nemesis. And that is it. That is pretty much like how you construct everything. So let me put everything back, because I will actually use the constructed deck probably for my next expedition, right? So, I mean, I've constructed the deck now for you, but I will actually just use that as my own deck. But that is how you actually do that. There is a written guide that kind of like helped me like construct that here. That is really good. I will link to that in the description. So you can also check that out in written form. But apart from that, you can also just watch this video and just pause like whenever you need to, right? I tried to keep the video as short as possible to kind of explain everything. But that is pretty much like how you do everything. All right. Well, that concludes my video of how you construct a deck, an expedition deck in Aeon's End, like really, really easily. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you sticking around until the very end. I want to thank all of you for your support, especially my generous Patreons, and the biggest thanks go out to Thecos, who is the most generous supporter at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. That is really kind. You can support me in numerous ways. You can watch my videos, of course. You can like them, comment below them, which I always really enjoy. You can subscribe to my channel if you like my content enough, which would be amazing. You can also support me on Patreon, and you can join my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and cheers.